Good evening. This is CTV News for Wednesday, January 27th. I'm Sonia Shavasva.
And I'm Byron Scott. Thank you for joining us tonight. Well, it's been several days since our area was hit with a massive snowstorm. But while all major roads are in relatively good shape, some county residents feel forgotten. On the 5300 block of Brewer Drive in Beltsville, there is lingering frustration over the county's snow removal efforts.
I've been upset all week.
And he's not alone. Just a few doors down,
We've been stuck for the better part of 4 days, and, just don't understand why.
and then there's George Booth.
Here we live on Pitsy Drive, and it seems as though we're forgotten, as though Pitsy Drive is not on the map.
Most of the streets in Booth's neighborhood look like this one, and none of them were touched by a plow truck until today.
It's disheartening, actually.
What happened during the storm was, of course, we hit the major and the primary, the collector roads. But when we got the second wave of snow in, we actually had to stand down, and so we had to go back to the major roads.
But to James, who used to live in Portland, Maine, and who needed our help to get out, cleanup crews here, he says, could have been more efficient.
This is not how it's done. I know basically what they do as soon as it starts snowing and it gets about 2-4 inches.
In New England?
The trucks on the road constantly.
The county says as of about 12 noon, roughly 80% of residential roads have been plowed and were passable. And by mid-afternoon, frustrations began to melt with each passing of the plow truck.
And I appreciate the people that you and other people that have come out to assist.
And again, the county says the roads will be clear by 9 o'clock tonight. Anyone, though, with issues with snow on their streets can call the county's 311 call center. Well, the state plans to pursue disaster assistance from the federal government because of the recent winter storm. Maryland Emergency Management has sent a letter of intent to FEMA. The governor says disaster funding would help accelerate the recovery process.
Meantime, throughout Prince George's, residents and crews continue to clean up after last weekend's blizzard. In Bowie this morning, several State Highway Administration trucks could be seen removing snow from Route 197. In the meantime, CTV caught up with one homeowner who lives on Enterprise Road as he worked to clear snow from around his mailbox.
I got my driveway done and everything to get in and out of my house, but I seen on the news yesterday that the mail will not be delivered unless you clear a spot out. Well, they came along the main road and stacked it up 4 and 5 feet high, and it was about 10 feet between the road, as you can see, and the mailbox. And the only way I could get my mail is to come out here and do this, which is kind of dangerous. We got so much snow that I went out there 2 or 3 different times and did it. When I get 4 or 5 inches, I did it. 4 or 5 inches, I did it. So it probably an hour to an hour and a half each time, 3 or 4 times.
Glad he's got a snowblower. Well, the United States Postal Service asked residents to shovel snow from around mailboxes, sidewalks, and steps so that postal workers can deliver letters and packages. Well, a local university is working to dig itself out. Bowie State remains closed today to students and faculty. Officials say that more than 24 personnel have been working since Friday to clear snow from streets, parking lots, sidewalk buildings, and dormitories on campus.
We've been here since Friday of last week, and it's been a continuous operation trying to get the precipitation, snow, whatnot, moved to a more reputable or location that would be more conducive to the students and the faculty to travel through the campus. We had to bring in more equipment. We've had major breakdowns with the equipment we had, but it wasn't adequate to contain the snow, so we had to call in some big stuff today.
Meanwhile, Prince George's public schools were closed for a 3rd day in a row. Officials say crews have been busy clearing bus depots and plowing school lots as they work to remove snow from more than 200 facilities countywide. However, this is what Rockledge Elementary School on Laurel Bowie Road looked like around 11 a.m. Sidewalks and faculty parking spaces still completely covered in the white stuff.
And police are searching for a man they say robbed 5 businesses during the massive snowstorm this weekend. Now, authorities say the suspect is about 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighs about 140 pounds. He was captured on surveillance video wearing a brown mask.
The man performed 5 armed robberies over the course starting Friday and ending on Sunday of businesses in the Beltsville College Park area. He entered the businesses with a handgun, demanded money, and the clerks of the businesses complied with their demands, and he made off with an amount of money from each business.
If you have any information about these crimes, call 1-866-411-TIPS. Meantime, detectives plan to canvass a Suitland strip mall this evening as they search for suspects who shot a store employee during a robbery. Now, police say the incident occurred around 5 p.m. on January 22nd at a market in the 4700 block of Suitland Road. Authorities say 2 armed suspects shot a worker during the course of the robbery, leaving the victim with life-threatening injuries. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Byron Scott.
And I'm Sonia Shrivastava.